blows up. But one of the things that people have to remember about Tannerite that's incredibly important is it is meant to be shot at a distance. The reason for Tannerite is for a person to sight in a rifle at, or to shoot a rifle at a long distance. And if you read the label of Tannerite, it actually tells you how far to shoot. We have both types today. We have the regular Tannerite and rimfire. The rimfire, it says, you know, shoot it at a minimum distance of 50 yards. And the regular Tannerite, it says, hey, shoot it at this distance for this size. So we've got a 2-pound target that says shoot it at 200 yards. I think we've got a half-pound target that says shoot it at 50. So in reading this stuff and knowing this kind of stuff, that's incredibly important. Also, it is illegal to mix up Tannerite and keep it for longer than 24 hours. It says so on the packaging. So we're going to do that to be completely compliant and safe. Also, one last thing, the rimfire Tannerite is incredibly volatile. So the regular Tannerite, it does say you could mix it up and take it with you. Rimfire Tannerite should be mixed on site and shot on site. So just a couple of things to think about when going out and shooting Tannerite. What I really can't wait for today is we have some Tannerite tic-tac-toe set up. I've got the board set up, and we'll see if this actually works. The Tannerite tic-tac-toe might not be the best thing because...
It shut off.
No, it's still taping. It just turns off the LCD to save battery, huh? Because I can see right here it's still counting.
Okay.
So anyways, you guys want to see some nude videos? Anyways, back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Tannerite tic-tac-toe, I hope to God these things work right and they don't just, like, if we don't just shoot one and it just blows them all up. But we'll find out when we get out there. But we've got the board set up, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that one. So anyways, we're not even a mile away from the farm or the range. I'll see you guys when we're up at the top of the hill getting ready to shoot. Got the table in the back and everything else. Yeah, the things I do. It'll be probably about 3 hours before we're back on camera talking normal and not talking about what we're going to shoot or blow up. So anyways, fun day ahead. We are back out here. We have cut a bunch of grass down to kind of make out the range here. Man, it's been a rough day. So let's talk about some different types of targets, things like that. Number one, first thing, you know, everyone kind of grew up shooting pop cans and stuff like that. You know, those are always fun with a BB gun, but we're shooting calibered weapons, so, you know, higher caliber weapons, so, you know, an actual target matters. All right, so first thing I'll talk about here is this Easy Target and Stand. This was like $15 at Dunham's. We have shot the hell out of it. It came with some regular just paper targets, but I mean, this thing's just been shot all to hell. But it's perfect for shooting C targets, which I absolutely love. We're going to demonstrate those here first. And then we've also got some of our steel up. We put all new labels and stuff on those to make them a little bit easier to see. And then we'll get out some of the other fun stuff, some of the poor man's Tannerite, some of the silly string, and then we'll mix up the Tannerite, and we need to fix the board again for Tannerite tic-tac-toe because duct tape does not stick well to plywood that's been left outside. So, chains. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get started and start talking about some of the guns that we own and things like that. When shooting, there are a couple of things that you got to think about. So these Shoot and See targets, they come with paste up holes and everything else, which is great. When shooting steel, you got to shoot steel a certain way because if you don't, it can be very dangerous. Depending on the distance that you want to shoot it at, the way that we put all of our steel up here is basically that it's free floating, and it basically, the energy when the round hits, it goes down. It basically the target goes with it, hits and goes down. This chain needs to go back there. That's nobody else's fault but mine. And then like this one here, basically when the round hits, it's going to go down and into the berm versus back at us. This one here, same thing. It is slanted down. and it's basically made to just go down instead of, and if you have your rounds like, or if you basically have it like this, it can go back or up, which, you know, that way is all cornfield, so we're not really putting ourselves in too much of a risk. But if it were to come back, it's coming back at us, which there's not a whole lot over this way, but still, the most important thing in my life is right down the range, and the most important thing in her life is also firing the gun. So always think about that when shooting. And oh, I forgot to point out the little pistol target too. This little cute guy has been shot all to hell over the year, well, over the like few months that I've owned it, with my 40 cal, 9mm, 22s, which I believe this was like rifle rated, but we've kind of disproven that theory. But yeah, this thing's just been shot all to hell. So there we go. That's that. All right, let's get to shooting. All right, so I know I talked about silly string earlier. The other thing I totally forgot to talk about was the fun of shooting pop bottles that have, you know, carbonated soda in them. I've got some, this is a 1.5 liter or 1.25 liter bottle of everyone's favorite sugar water. So we're gonna shoot these with a 22. We're gonna shoot them with, we're gonna shoot these with some suppressed rounds. But there is nothing better than shooting these with the Ghost on the range. Keeps knocking my target out of there. There's nothing better though than shooting these 2 liters with a low caliber like 22, something like that. The bigger calibers, obviously they react different, they blow them up, but these are absolutely fun. Both of these items here are $1 at your local Dollar Tree, so just reactive targets that you can shoot the hell out of for fun. So anyways, let's go ahead, we'll get lined up and we'll go ahead and shoot these. Alright, so we're going to try to shoot the silly string there out of my 22 rifle with one of these little Colibri, or Aguila Colibri tipped rounds. These are almost silent, incredibly subsonic, and we'll also try some CCI Stingers here too, out of my super trusty old 22 rifle, bolt action, and you'll see that a little bit later in the video. So anyways, time for some fun. Alright, which one should I shoot with it? Should I shoot the 2 liter or the
2 liter?
The 2 liter with the with the subsonic stuff? Okay. We'll go ahead and go for the 2 liter or 1.25 liter. Whee! I mean, almost silent, and then we'll go ahead and throw a stinger into it too, just for fun. Woo! Alright, and next, let's aim at the target here a little bit. I'm going to put a suppressed round into that little guy too. So we got to empty out this mag first. And if you see, this gun is incredibly accurate. I'm going for the head. Shoot him in the head, Claude. Incredibly accurate. Oh, still got another stinger in there. Hey, let's aim for the gong. The gong. Woo! Alright, so we're clear there. We'll go ahead and grab one of these suppressed rounds and we'll put it into the silly string. Now, you may hear the deflation of the silly string before the stuff starts coming out, but it is a blast. Anyways, going to the silly string. Woo! Alright. So, that right there is all the fun, or that's some of this fun stuff you can do, even with those small rounds when you're practicing. Yeah, the suppressed rounds, I mean, you've got reactive targets like that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and let Emily shoot a little bit at the range. We're not going to tape her because she doesn't want to be on camera. She's hiding out from the feds. And while she's doing that, I'm going to be mixing up some tannerite. And that lovely wood board you see down there, we're going to fix that into the tic-tac-toe board that it needs to be in. Obviously, Emily's not going to be shooting at me during that time, I don't think. But we'll go ahead and set that up in the tic-tac-toe board. I'll start mixing tannerite, and we've got some explosive fun for you. So anyways, yeah, next thing you'll see is some Tannerite tic-tac-toe. Okay, look alive. Okay. Now I'm gonna aim for that center freaking square. I think the name of the game there is I win. All right, so we obviously have been like planning this for like weeks, and everything doesn't always go as planned. So that was the plan of Tannerite tic-tac-toe, and I kind of figured once we shot the first target and it exploded, that was what was likely going to happen. Obviously, we're going to go down range and check out what we did, but I'm pretty sure every target is blown off of the board but not exploded. But we'll go ahead. We'll check it out, and then we'll probably line all those targets up to shoot off with our other guns. But it's what we planned, and once we shot the first target, I kind of figured that's what was going to happen. Oh. Okay, look alive. Woo! All right, so we saw how that one ended up. Yeah. This shit's not expensive enough. Oh my god. You said you need fireworks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who's retarded now?
Did you get them all? Did they all explode?
Well, a lot of it did. Oh. There's one. You hit right above it.
Did I? I knew I hit right around it.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect little plume of smoke there.
Babe, it's on fire.
It's the plastic. Alright, so we're gonna make a big one of this.
Maybe put that out first. So we have a big fire. You can use my Propel. My Propel water is ready to use.
Propel. Hey, we gotta get sponsorship somehow. Okay, one on the right first.
you can see, the right side of the board is blown off.
I'm gonna take a step back for this next one.
Yeah. Well, and this is for the win. And the big one.
I could feel that, like.
All right. So, I am talking to you with all of my hearing after that because I wore hearing protection. Obviously, that was a gigantic explosion, and that is why we talk about safety with tannerite. If we were any closer to that, that could have definitely been something really bad. That was an overloaded mix, and that stuff obviously, like I said before, it is extremely, extremely volatile. So that is the 22 rimfire tannerite basically. We did notice some things though. Shooting that with a 380 round, it did not blow up in the normal containers. It just busts open. So you have to have something small enough to penetrate that container and basically go through that stuff to ignite it, and then with the speed aspect. So lastly, we're going to load up the larger tannerite. We've got a few targets. We're going to load those up and we're going to shoot those, and that'll be the end of Gibbs' Guns Memorial Day special. Whew. Yeah, that is absolutely wild. One brief thing I do want to talk about for just a minute here is just stick a thumb in it. Many of you know, and if you don't know, Kentucky Ballistics was in an awful accident last month or earlier this month when it came to firing a 50 cal and basically blowing a huge hole in his neck and having to stick a thumb in it. So if you know, any opportunity you get, check out his channel. These shirts are great. I absolutely love them. I've got the stickers too, if you notice, on my gun safe. But since Alright. Firing. See?
That is one.
Yep. And then here's the other one. Woo! Alright, so that was some fun little tannerite. Those were 2 small targets. Now we're gonna shoot the big one, the 2-pounder. So last target of the day, we're gonna get way back on this one. We need to get it mixed together, and then that is gonna be the finale of our Memorial Day special. So my counterpart over there is dead, phone wise. So we're just gonna put this out here really simply. Every once in a while I've had this problem where the tannerite doesn't explode. That's why we do this. Just some simple duct tape and give you that compression that you need for the explosion. So, there we go. All right, so there you see the end result of tannerite. Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure that was the box that was underneath. So, anyways, oh my God, this is James from Gibbs Guns again. We might need this to put some stuff out. Thank you again for watching. And happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day!
Oh, you jerk.
Happy birthday, America.